Good evening, fuckers. We're back with the next Train Simulator Classic request video. This is another request from JimJimPlays, and yeah, this is certainly quite a contrast to the last two videos that I've done. So those two, yeah, in really great high-speed trains, really able to get up some properly decent speed on some good fast routes. This one is not like that. So we are on the Wessex main line, so it's the extension to the Bournemouth to Southampton line, which I have not yet even, I haven't driven a single inch of it. So once we get to a certain part of this run, we'll be in completely new territory for me. So we are starting at Brockenhurst, which is an unusual starting point, but nevertheless that is where we are starting. And yeah, our finishing point is Salisbury, and he did ask for two stops, one at Southampton Central and one at Chandler's Ford. Yeah, that seems quite fair to me. So yeah, only two stops along the way. And our choice of train is a serious old crate. It is the Class 205, aka the Thumper. I do think crate is a more accurate sort of nickname for it. So yeah, we're in a 3-car Class 205 train in the Network Southeast livery. It's the only livery I've got for it, so. And as for specifics, well, he wanted the sort of archetypal sort of British summer. Yeah, he wanted the archetypal British summer. So, yeah, it is summer and it's absolutely pissing down. And it's 11 AM. That's not going to really make any difference whatsoever. So, yeah, that is the setup. Let's get this up and running. Right, here we are. I certainly recognise Brockenhurst station. I have been here, but I think Brockenhurst might be the last station I actually stood on the platform of. So right, well, let's get the brakes on for now because we'll need to. Let's get the set up. I think I've got it on engine only at the moment, which is fine. That's what we want it on. So yeah, we have the instrument lights on, headbox. Yeah, I don't know what the code is for this one. If we run as we are at the moment with two blank white, it basically means it's an empty train. It's doing you know, movement of what do you call it, yeah, just moving the rolling stock and that, so we're not going to do that. So we'll change the number. I have no idea if 75 is the right number, but there we go. Okay. Well, let's let the passengers on board. There we go. I think we have got everything pretty much set up. There you go. So, okay, doors are already shut. Let's the brakes off. We definitely need to start up the windscreen wipers. Let's get underway. Well, despite the rather heavy rain, we are able to put it straight in a notch 7 and get moving. So we are on a 80 mph section here, but our acceleration means that it's going to take us an age to yeah, for that view to sort itself out. So yeah, here we are in the 205 DMU. It's a rather unusual sort of setup for a DMU, because the engine is just one sort of like big engine lump right behind us, and the power from that engine is split across the 2 or 3 actual units. So even though it's showing all 3 units are powered, well, okay, technically yes, that is correct, but it's all coming from the one engine. So even though it is a multiple unit, it actually works more like a locomotive, which kind of explains why the acceleration rate is so pitifully slow. And I've no idea what the top speed of this thing is. I thought it would be written down somewhere, but I can't see it. No. But I can't imagine it is anything to really sort of write home about. I mean, the acceleration rate is certainly nothing to write home about. So we've just reached 50 mph. We are in a 90 mph zone here. I mean, it's this part of the route we've done in like, you know, about 2 or 3 videos, I think, where we are driving through the New Forest. I mean, it's a fantastic route. Another really good scenic one, and it's a good drive. Which is a good job, really, because in this thing we're going to be seeing an awful lot of it, because we just cannot get anywhere particularly fast. But this has to be one of the slowest trains I have in the game. Yeah, certainly the slowest accelerating. I mean, we haven't hit 60 yet, and our acceleration rate is really creeping up. We have reached 60 now. We have the first station, which, well, we will be going straight through Bewley Road. I mean, I'm pretty sure a train like this would normally be doing an all stops run, but yeah. So there's certainly no mistaking the engine sound. That is how the 205 got its Thumper nickname. So I can see plenty of other ways that it could earn nicknames that are certainly a lot more apparent than Thumper, but oh well. It's not that I don't like the thing, not at all. In fact, the old sort of like rust bucket trains, there's usually something about them that I do quite like, and this one's no exception. So here we are at Bewley Road station. It's quite a small one, but then we are in quite a small train, so no matter what stations we are stopping at, I think it's extremely unlikely that we will not be able to get the entire train on the entire platform. So we have a speed decrease coming up. That's going to really impact on our run here. It goes down from 90 to 80. In the meantime, we are just passing 64 mph, and we are still accelerating, which, to be honest, I'm quite amazed by. I'll be very surprised if we were able to go much beyond 65, if we can even get to 65. So Ashurst, next station, again we just go straight through. Thankfully the 80 mph limit that was going to badly impede us goes back up to 90 the other side of Ashurst station. So here we are, very staggered platforms. I think that was a 450 that just went past, might have been a 444. Whichever one it is, it's a train that is able to go a damn sight better than this thing. We have actually made it past 65 mph. I am quite surprised. And we are still accelerating as well. Totton station next. Well, believe it or not, we do actually need to slow down as we approach Totton. So let's put it into coast. I think that is warning us of the 60 mph limit rather than the 75 that we are just about to enter. So there we are in the 70 limit. We're now fine as far as our speed for the 60 limit coming up as well. We'll carry on coasting because it goes down to 55 and then down to 50 just before Redbridge station, which is pretty soon after Totton. There's a little more than half a mile between the two. So yeah, we're in the 60 zone. And here comes Totton station on the curve. And with the platform being on the curve like that, you'd have thought that was a place to have the staggered platforms, but it appears not. Continue coasting because I think we'll get us, yeah, certainly get us to get 50. We're now fine there as far as the speed limit. And we are approaching Redbridge station. That 444 didn't look like it was going to bloody drive into us for a short while there. Well, we can now go up to full throttle. Get our breakneck acceleration up again. So we are now in the 65 zone. Although it does drop to 60 again, I don't think that's going to affect us too much. So after Millbrook, Southampton Central is coming up, and that is our first stop. We'll give Millbrook the full 205 thrash. Not quite the same as the 43 in the previous video, but there we go. And now we've got to start braking pretty heavily in order to get our speed down to 40 for the approach to Southampton Central. In fact, yeah, we managed that just fine. brakes are really not doing very much at all. So much so I've completely overshot it. So, okay, so much for the Southampton Central station. I mean, I had the brakes on full and they were not doing a thing. It was like I was using the old air brakes on the steam train. Okay, well, we'll do another stop to make up for that one that we just went straight through. So whatever the next station is, we'll stop there. So now we are on to the part of the Wessex line that I've not seen before. When I said air brakes earlier, I did of course mean vacuum brakes. And here comes another interruptions that I'm constantly being told will not happen. Okay, we can certainly see why this section is only 25. Very tight curve here. Yeah, we are going over those points. So we're on to the 30 section, not for very long, it very quickly turns into an 85 section. There we go. So we are actually stopping at St Denny station. I did not expect us to be going through here. So in fact we are not yet on the part of the Wessex line that I'm not familiar with, because this is also on the yeah, the Bournemouth to Southampton route DLC. Right, let's see if we can actually get the brakes to do something. So yeah, we'll be stopping at St Denny. So not entirely by choice, it's purely so, you know, purely because the brakes just didn't do anything at Southampton and I couldn't stop there. I must admit the rain does not make it easy to spot when the station starts. So here we are, and again the brakes are not doing anything. So yeah, the front has completely missed the actually it's worked out okay, because yeah, this part, yeah, there's no passengers in here, they start at there, so it kind of worked out. Anyway, that's everyone on, but Jesus Christ, the brakes on this thing are fucking useless. So onwards, you know, the guard has just yeah, rung the bell. We were already well underway, but so we leave St Denny, and now I'm sure we are on our way to Salisbury. 27.5 miles. In this thing, it's probably about 2 hours. So, Swathing station coming up. That was not one of our stops. The max speed on the line is coming down to 75 in about 2/3 of a mile. That's not really going to impede us very much. Southampton Airport not long after Swathing. So I've never seen any of this part before, so this is all completely new to me. And we have a diversion coming up. So that's Swathing station anyway. So that 40 mph section there must be where we are going over points. I mean, it's reasonably fast for points, but well, we'll certainly take it. So yeah, the next flashing signal up ahead. There you go. So those points take us to Eastleigh. Here we are at Southampton Airport Parkway. Right, we've got to start getting some braking going to get us down to 40. There we go. Yep, so these points, that's why the 40 is there. Now I'm pretty sure once the whole train is onto this line, we'll have the full line speed again, although we've got to go right down to 20 as we pass Eastleigh. Frames per second are taking a bit of a hammering. Okay, we're going to have to coast through Eastleigh Station. In fact, let's yeah. So I've got to wait for graduated self-lap to kick in before I can then increase braking brake pressure. And even then I can still only increase it very slightly. So yeah, let's stop here. In fact, this section I say is all new to me, so we'll make this part all stops. Well, that was a much better stop than any of the previous two. Yeah, frames per second really are taking a bit of a pounding around here. There's a lot being rendered, that is for sure. Anyway, sounds like oh, no, not everyone's on yet. Now they are. Off we go. Once again, the guard alerts me I'm already underway. So it is quite a slow exit out of here. Ah, maybe this is why. Yes, it is. Very tight turn here. So into a 30. Engine on this thing does remind me a lot of the diesel engine in the Class 73. And that engine's pretty useless as well. So, entering 60 zone. There we go. It's going to take us an age just to get to 60, but nevertheless we can now do it. Now I'm pretty sure, yeah, we are now on a completely unelectrified part of the run. Yeah, it's even single rail. Was not expecting that. So Chandler's Ford, next one coming along. Well, with how bad the brakes are on this thing, I think we're going to need to yeah, start coasting and applying brakes at Amsite sooner than I normally would. Not that soon though. Still over a third of a mile away from the thing. Okay, now I think we can start yeah, these brakes are going to take quite a bit of getting used to. They are really not good at all. But anyway, yep, here we are at Chandler's Ford. The frames per second has certainly recovered, having left easily. Well, this time we will wait for the signal from the guard. There we go. So as we launch away from Chandler's Ford, no idea what the next station is. I do find it hard to believe that a train like this was still running during the days of Network South East. Oh, we've made it all the way up to 50. So there's a very short 40 mph section coming up. I can only assume that is more, that's another set of points. We come off this branch line and back onto the main actual Wessex line. That's the only thing I can think of anyway. I don't know for certain if that is the case. Jesus Christ, speeding in one of these things. I reckon a 205 driver would wear that as a badge of honour. I'm actually going to have to brake a bit here because, yeah, our speed won't come down fast enough. Yeah, from just coasting. A bit more. There we go. So yeah, into the 40 section. It looks like all of my predictions were completely wrong. Now we're back into a 60, so here we go. Well, it's not going to last very long. But I mean, we're not going to make it to 50 anyway, not in that time. And then we've got to stop at Romsey station anyway. Well, at least we're now back on the yeah, 2-rail line here. So maybe I was right in a way. We finished with that branch there. We are now back on the actual main Wessex line. So, yep, here we are at Romsey station. We'll wait for the signal from the guard. There we are. 85 mph line speed, we certainly don't have to worry about speeding on this section. But line speed goes down to 80 in a mile. I think we'll be alright, especially as it goes back up to 85. Yeah, not quite a mile after that. Turbocharger whistling away like something fierce. So this next station looks pretty small. Mottis front and no, Mottis Font and Dunbridge. Well, this is certainly going to be a test of braking in this thing. Shave off a bit of speed to start with, get us down to low 40s. I mean, it's still as near as damn it a mile away, but my braking in this thing leaves a lot to be desired. I mean, okay, my braking in a lot of trains leaves a lot to be desired, but even more so in this thing. I mean, even though it's a very small station, it should still be, you know, the platform should still be long enough for me to get this entire train on there. I mean, we are only in a 3-car train here. Well, okay, I was very slow on the approach, but yeah, we got the whole train on. So, it could have been a lot worse. Looks like this station is still in the process of being built. Yes, I agree, that level crossing siren is very annoying. Anyway, we've got the signal from the guard, so let's get on the way. Get plenty of distance between us and that bloody level crossing siren. It's quite a pathetic train horn, isn't it? Really not sure what county or whatever we're in now. Yeah, it could be Wiltshire. Slightly different angle. Now back to the regular one. And we have another station coming up. Dean platform, is that as in Forest of? Bring our speed down to mid 40s again. Alright, mid to high 40s then. Oh, we've got another train on there. usual 66 freight. So here we are at Dean Station. Once again, wait for the the guard's bell. So Salisbury is now, as near as makes no difference, 9 miles away. Not the most densely populated of lines as far as stations go, so it is possible that there are no more stations until Salisbury itself. I don't know, but I guess we'll find out. According to the ETA, it's still going to take us almost 15 minutes, so it probably has more to do with how slow this train is than anything else. Absolutely, yeah, right out in the middle of fuck all nowhere. Okay, so in the time it's taken us to reach 60 mph, we have done nearly 3 miles. So let's sum up the class 205 then. It has terrible top speed, terrible acceleration, terrible brakes, and its horn is really pathetic as well. But apart from that, it's fantastic. Now, don't get me wrong, yeah, all of those things certainly apply. Does it mean that I think it's a shit train and I never want to drive it again? No, not at all. But you know, there are limits. The length of this run is probably about the maximum sort of length that I would be okay with doing in this train. Anyone thinks they're being hilarious by asking me to do, you know, Euston and New Street in one of these. Don't get your hopes up as far as me actually doing that. Well, we've got quite a significant speed reduction coming up in 1.5 miles down to 35. I mean, it is quite short. So this is the first time I've ever done this route, so obviously I have no idea why that 35 is there. I can only assume either points or a very sharp curve. There's the alert for it. We're definitely going to have to start braking in this thing to get us down to that sort of speed. There we go, so we're fine now. Okay, so yeah, this is a very tight curve. So yeah, we can absolutely see why the speed limit reduction there. It almost looks tighter than the more curve, yeah, up in, you know, Northumberland way. So we're now in the 85 speed limit again, but yeah, we're in a very short distance, we are then going way down, 30, then 20. So into the 30 zone, another very tight curve here, and then it slows down even more. Yeah, so we're now in a 20 zone. So as we join this line, it goes back up to 50. But again, it doesn't stay there very long. Well, if we treat it as a 40, and there we haven't got to worry about slowing down, well, for almost as far as half a mile. So Salisbury station now very much in our sights. We'll just treat this as a 30 because we have this limit coming up. Single yellow, that's not a problem. Into the 30 section. That's 70 limit after Salisbury. I think that's where this part of the line will eventually then join the Great Western and perhaps go on to Reading. But of course we don't have that section in this DLC, so this is very much the end of the line for us. The big old station here at Salisbury. So yeah, we'll stop here. So there we are, that was Brockenhurst to Salisbury on the new, for me, Wessex line. It's a great drive. I'll tell you, I think it would actually be even better if you were to do it the other way. Start at Salisbury and then go right the way down to Bournemouth via Southampton. I think that would be a great one. Although if you were to do that run, I wouldn't do it in a 205. So as far as the train is concerned, I mean, it's a decent train to drive, but its top speed is pitiful. It's yeah, that wasn't so good. But yeah, its top speed is pitiful. Its acceleration rate is cringing. Its brakes are terrible. I mean, I'm sure once I've got used to the brakes, I'll be okay with them. And yeah, I mean, the fact that the horn on it is pretty pitiful as well, that's not really that big a deal. So yeah, it really is a proper old crate, this thing. But you know, on the right lines, it's still a decent one to drive. So don't get any ideas of requesting major intercity routes in this thing. So operational errors. I mean, only one speeding. Like I say, I think getting a speeding warning in a 205, you would wear it as a badge of honour. But moving train twice while loading and unloading, yeah, actually I can well believe it, because yeah, there was a few times I set off and the guards, you know, bell to let me know I was already well underway before it sounded. So yeah, that was a fuck up by me. It's like, as well as the first time on this route, it's also the first time in this train, and yeah, you could clearly see that I need to get used to it. The braking, I was hopeless at, and yeah, driving off while people are still getting on and off the thing is yeah, not the sign of a great driver. But yeah, there we are. That is that video done, and we will see you at the next one.